Okay, hello fellow DJs. I'm going to do a little review today. I've been promising everyone that I would post as soon as I got this bag, and it's actually been here for probably about a week. And I used it on my first gig actually this weekend. I know we've been going a lot back and forth with trying to find the right bag for the Control S4. I know DJ Tech Tools has a great bag out. I know there's the flight case. I really didn't want to carry the flight case around. I had somebody who got one. Although it's nice and it's convenient that it flaps open and everything, I didn't like the fact that the flight case was just a little bit too heavy. And I'm a big guy, you know, but I just didn't want to carry that big thing around, and everyone it just screams, hey, here comes the DJ, and that's his stuff, you know. So I don't know, I guess it's a bit of a that attracts theft, if it even. So anyway, a lot of us have been asking about the Odyssey bag. Nobody's actually been able to give a clear opinion about that bag. I don't know if anyone purchased it or not. I haven't read anything on the forums, but I purchased it. So today that's what I'm going to review, along with another Odyssey stand. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the stands, and I'll talk about that after I get through showing you the bag. So without further ado, I have here the Odyssey Redline. I think it's the XL, and this is the bag itself. It's great. And I'll show you everything that I have in this bag. So first, to start with, on this first flap, I have some cables here. My RCA is to 1/4 inch and RCA to RCA, depending on whatever the setup is. I have some RCAs to XLR too. It all depends on what the setup is at the club or venue that I'm at. I have my trusty 15-inch laptop here. Okay, I don't necessarily have to put it in this outer pack. I could also put it inside. I'm fine with it here. It's not bothering. So that's one thing there. So that's what's in the front part of this, and you can't really see, but if you look in here, there's some extra, there's some pockets right in here. And you can put, you know, other stuff in there, maybe some more cables or something, which is great. And I'm going to zip this top part. As you see, it flaps open, and there's another bag in here. So this bag comes out, and you can put your laptop in here if you wanted to carry that. I personally myself, I have the Native Instruments Machina. I use that as my MIDI controller. I have some, you know, buttons mapped on there on my S4, or within Tractor actually. So that's that, and you know, there's plenty more space. I could probably stick some more cables in there or something in there. There's another pocket here in the front with more of these inside pockets for putting other things. Oh, I have my G12 Canon camera in here as well. Okay, so that's that. Then, if you close this, zip that closed, there's another lower level zipping, and that zips open, like so. And I have my Sennheiser headphones. Awesome headphones, that's like the truth right here. And then of course, I have the S4. So here it is, the the Tractor S4 by Native Instruments, which sits in here real nicely into the bag itself. So it's a great bag. It's you know, like I said, it's pretty sturdy. It has a lot of room for some stuff. There's also on the back part of this, I'm not quite sure what you can do with it, but there's this other, like, I'm not sure, maybe somebody can tell me what this is, but there's this other thing. I don't know, maybe if you wanted to carry your headphones on the outside, you could throw that on there or something. And, you know, just stick it in here like that, you know, so there's easy access for that, or put something else there. You know, it's made pretty sturdy. You know, it's got the shoulder strap, nice pad. It says Odyssey on top of here in black, so it doesn't really stand out that much. And there's a little Odyssey emblem here. It doesn't say Odyssey across the whole bag and, you know, bring a lot of check. It looks like a suitcase bag almost. Really easy to travel with. I guess that would be something that I would prefer on a carry-on situation. I think a flight case is what it is. It's a flight case, and I get nervous about, you know, putting my stuff on a plane and not getting there. This you can get on as a carry-on pretty easily. So you have your laptop in there, you have your controller in there. I actually have the controller and my MIDI controller, so you know, the machine is great, and no extra wire space. I think all in all, I think it's a sturdy bag. It's easy to carry. It's a hell of a lot lighter than the flight case, and you know, I think it's a good option. Between this, I think the two best options really is the Tech Tools bag, and by the DJ Tech Tools bag, and also this bag. So, you know, it may be something that you want to consider. And that's pretty much it for that. So the last thing I want to show you, also made by Odyssey, is I know everybody's been looking at stands, and I'm sure all of you, most people end up with this particular type of stand. I like the stand itself. Obviously I have two of them. I got them before I saw this other stand that Odyssey put out, but the only thing I hate is it takes a little bit, because you have to unscrew these bolts to put these things together, so it's not as convenient. I did see the crane stand. I think that's a really great, well quality built stand. Only thing is, I'm just not interested in paying 150 bucks for a stand, a portable stand, because it collapses nicely and goes in a bag. So with that being said, a little bit better in price point, I think Stanton puts out a stand that looks really nice. The only problems that I have with that when I almost bought it was the fact that it had it used a zip tie to actually lock it in place, and that just seemed kind of, I don't know, I think that felt cheap to me at that point. Like, I want something, a cam lock system or something other than zip ties. Just, I don't know, it just didn't turn me on as far as quality. It's like, why do you chink on the connection that bends back and forth, you know, the most? So, by Odyssey, it comes in the nice, has its own bag. It's called the L stand. And so, it comes out. It comes in a couple of different colors. I went with the red. You know, I like the red details. This folds out, that flaps down like so, right? And there's a little lever in here that makes it lock into place there, and then you can just tie down these bolts. You can also adjust the height. If you loosen these bolts, you can lift it up as well. And it also comes with some clamps, so you can take out this bottom part of the stand, put the clamps on, and if you wanted to actually clamp it to your setup, you could. But as you see, it took no time. I mean, this is a sturdy, it's as sturdy as these, so maybe a little bit sturdier construction actually than this back brace. You know, and it easily folds away. You know, again, it's just, you know, you loosen up the ties here, and there's this little lock. You gotta kind of have used to it, but kind of lift it up, and there's like a little lever here. Flops down like so, and you just do the same thing for the bottom. You know, so that was my big thing, was like, when I get somewhere, I don't want to spend 10 minutes, you know, trying to undo those bolts or whatever. I would prefer to have something like this, you know, that takes me no time to actually close. Obviously, you see I'm having a little problems here, because what happens is there's this little, I haven't gotten used to it yet, but there's this like little level where you have to kind of like lift it up and then drop it on the bottom, and then lift it up and drop it at the top. But all in all, it comes, like I said, it comes in this nice little bag. You could use it, or you know, you can stick it into your Odyssey Redline bag. I don't think I can get it with all the other stuff that I have in here. I would probably have to use a separate bag, or take the interior bag out and put this in there with, maybe with my laptop or something, or with the machine. Other than that, I mean, it's just one other small item, and a lot of the times I won't need this depending on the club that I'm going to, but if I'm doing something that's more private, you know, this would probably be the best option. So I'm probably going to pick up another one of these for the machine too as well. You know, you have one for the laptop, and that, I believe the price point was around, I want to say between 70 and 80 bucks. So, you know, still a little bit on the higher side. I know these here, it takes you 10 minutes to put together. On these other stands, but they were 35 bucks, I think, a piece. Double the money. You know, you get the portability of the Odyssey L stand series. I think I got mine at ADI DJ or something like that. Just, you know, send me an email at agentdownbeat@mixedmediasalad, which is MIXMEDIASALAD.com, and you know, and I'll just, you know, send you the links to where I got all this stuff. Otherwise, thanks for your time. You know, happy DJing, and you know, hope to see you guys later. Thanks.